Not she hot and ready for Marvin.
Not she begging.
Wow.
Now what?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dacia's Digest. Okay, I know it's been a while. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be gone this long, but I made a major move. I moved from DC to LA. So now I live in LA, and it was just a lot more than like what I expected. I think I underestimated the move, and so it just was a lot. I needed to take some time to not be doing anything else but focusing on the move. But I'm back now. I'm settled in my new apartment. Still have to do unpacking and stuff, but I'm back. And as a special treat to you guys, I've seen all your comments, all your messages. Some of you messaged me on Instagram. It was like, girl, I know you taking a break, but please, you need to come back. As a special comeback gift, I have a special guest.
What's up?
It's my sister. So I have mentioned my twin sister in a lot of my videos, and this is her.
Hey guys.
She is, well,
hey, what do you call them?
Enzymes.
Little enzymes.
Yeah, she's 10 minutes older than me. I actually was supposed to be older. I was baby A, she was baby B. Somehow things got switched around in the womb. I came out 10 minutes later. My theory is she knocked me out and then, you know, I had to recover and then come out. Anyways, yeah,
I had to recover.
I was
Not
in
you
there.
slumped in the womb.
So she's going to be reading some stories with me today. As I said, I don't have my normal setup, but I wanted to try and get a video out as soon as I could because I know you guys have been waiting. So yes, I might not be back to my daily schedule like right away. In December is probably when I'll be able to be back to my like daily, because we're going to be traveling for Thanksgiving and stuff. It's still other things, but I just wanted to get a video to you guys. So sorry for the long intro. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Let's get into it.
The topic for today is the best friend, the one they tell you not to worry about. We actually just have a little warm-up story because this is my sister's first time doing this, so I'm just going to do like a little warm-up.
Yes, it is.
Also, I haven't been reading stories for a while, so this is a warm-up for me too. The first story is from the r/marriage subreddit. It says, should I have told her? My wife is angry with me for not telling her that I gave up alcohol and started actively trying to lose weight. I had been drinking too much for years, and after a particular rough hangover, I decided to try to give it up. That went well for a week then, though why not try to lose some weight too? This has been going on about a month, and last night at a party, a friend commented on me drinking a non-alcoholic beer. I said I haven't drank in a month and I am down 20 pounds. My wife said, you didn't tell me you quit drinking, and was pissed the rest of the night and today. I said I wasn't hiding it. I just switched out my beer at home for a non-alcoholic brand and she didn't notice. Yikes.
That's not his fault.
I didn't want to make some grand announcement because if I failed, I didn't want anyone to know I couldn't do it. Thoughts, Tasha?
I don't understand why she's upset. And also, that's your husband and you haven't noticed he's been drinking something different for, how long did he say?
A month.
A month.
Mm-hmm.
And he's usually a heavy drinker. Now, all of a sudden, he's drinking a different beer. And I think you could tell if somebody lost 20 pounds.
Exactly.
That's not a small feat or a small amount.
Right. I mean, I understand where he's coming from because he didn't want to like basically get her hopes up.
Right.
And be like, oh yeah, I'm not drinking anymore. And then
or feel like a failure publicly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
At least if he failed, it would just be some resolution he made to himself. But
right.
If he announces it, then it's like, oh, all these people
you
held me
told
accountable.
me you were gonna stop.
John.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't understand why she's pissed. Maybe she just feels like, oh, you couldn't trust me with that information. Maybe like she just like her feelings are hurt like from that point of view.
To be pissed at a party for the rest of the night and the next day.
Yeah.
It seems a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
I would be happy for him.
Yeah, I would be. I feel like I would be kind of wondering like, oh, why did you tell me?
Yeah, but not
I
in a
be
mad
pissed.
way.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It would be like, oh, snap, I didn't even notice.
Right.
That's great for you.
Right. So this is the first comment. You dropped 20 pounds in a month and haven't been drunk, and she hasn't noticed. Tell me she doesn't pay much attention to you. Somebody responded, the drinking part, I don't know, to be honest, but the 20-pound part, I'm not surprised. Your wife is going to be with you most days, and usually the people that are around you 24/7 are the ones that notice the weight loss last because they see you every day and won't notice little changes in your body every day or week. It's usually the people that haven't seen you in a month or so that's going to notice the dramatic change. 20 pounds is a lot.
I disagree, yeah.
20 pounds is a lot.
And this has only been a month, so on average, you're losing 4 or 5 pounds per week.
Yeah. And this is over a month. So I feel like if I was with somebody and just
your face is gonna look slimmer, his stomach might have gone down. I don't know. 20 pounds that's a lot of weight.
And I get the sentiment, like, because the small changes every day you won't notice, but after a month,
right? Maybe the first 5 pounds it would have gone without a hitch, but 10 and then 15 and then another 5 on top of that.
Oh, so OP did respond. He said, I am a big dude, so 20 pounds might go unnoticed by most, although another friend said he noticed the other day. Also, not much touching or hugging going on either. Oh,
there are some other issues
other
than
issues
drinking.
In this relationship.
Might be the reason he was drinking.
Oh man. All right. Okay. Yeah, someone said, I don't think she's upset about that. Maybe she's upset that you don't communicate your thoughts enough with her. He said that is a fair assessment. That's what I was kind of saying. Maybe she's just mad that he didn't include her in. It sounds like they have deeper issues other than this.
Yeah.
So they need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
I'm glad he's sober.
Right.
That's on the plus side.
I hope he keeps it up. So this is the first main story that does have updates. And the title is, Am I the a-hole for canceling my wedding after my fiance cheated on me with the guy she told me she hates?
In the world.
So the first post was September 3rd. I, 24 male, recently proposed to my now ex-fiance, 23 female, after 2 years of dating. We met by mutual friends at work. We started talking as friends. We went on dates, and on New Year's Eve, we officially started dating. During the beginning of our relationship, she mentions this guy, Marvin. According to her, Marvin has always had a crush on her, and during the first months of our relationship, he texted her several times asking her to leave me and give him a chance. We used to say how pathetic this guy was and how she despises him for suggesting she would leave me for him. I must clarify, I'm nothing special. I'm a 5'4" Asian nerdy guy. Have some faith in yourself.
I was going
OP.
to say, oh man, come on, man.
Have some confidence about yourself.
You're special.
Yeah.
Your height and your ethnicity don't make you who you are. There are other things.
Yeah. Time goes by, and after 2 years of dating, I decided to propose to her. So on New Year's Eve, I gave her the ring, and she says yes in front of her whole family. I have some money saved. She doesn't work. So I started looking for venues, catering, invitations.
Wait a second.
All right, okay. I'm like, let me back up.
23.
She's 23 and she doesn't work. And he's a 5'4" Asian nerdy guy.
And he's only 24.
According to his definition of himself.
So they started dating when she was 21 and he was 22.
And she don't work. It almost sounds like a sugar baby type thing.
But he's not even old enough.
Well, he said he 5'4" Asian nerdy, so maybe he don't think he, Let's go. Let's continue. So he says, so I started looking for venues, catering, invitations, decor, and everything. I spent a high, you see how I have to fix the errors as I read it? I spent a high amount of money as her parents are not in the position to help with the expenses, and I have enough savings to go through this comfortably. One day...
Wait a second. I'm so sorry, but you're using your savings for this?
Mm-hmm.
And you're 24? Absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm seeing some red flags.
Yeah.
He says, one day while we're running errands, we started talking about having a three-piece spicy. We are in our 20s, so there's a lot of things we want to try. We discussed for a while on how we could find someone, and she quickly says, I have someone in mind. I asked, who? And she replies with, Marvin. I know that was the first red flag. Wrong.
No, that wasn't.
Flags.
That wasn't the first one.
I know that was the first red flag, but I let it pass.
I wonder who even brought up that conversation.
Yeah, that's a good point. So he continues, I asked why him, and she just answered she was sexually attracted to him. I asked about why she would say she hated him at first and then choose him as her first option for a 3-piece spicy. And she replies, it's only a one-time thing. So I told her it was okay, but we needed to talk later to set rules and limits, and I would like to talk to him personally before giving the green light. During the next couple of days, she's acting really excited, and she comes to me to show me hotels and asks, when are we going to meet with him, and says how exciting everything is. I told her we need to talk about things first, as this is not as easy as it sounds, and we need to have some limits. After that, she calmed down for a day or two and starts to bring the subject up again. Not she hot and ready for Marvin.
Not she begging.
Wow. We reached a point where she insisted so much and brought up the subject so many times, I ended up saying to her that she needs to either calm down or there would be no 3-piece spicy. She apologized and mentioned I was right, but something didn't feel right. That afternoon, we were having a nap, and while she was sleeping, I went through her phone and I found out she was cheating on me with him for a couple of months now. They had been meeting while I was working, and she even sent them, maybe they meant him, one of those sexual spicy meter tests you can find online to see if his preferences matched with hers. To say I was furious is an understatement. She woke up while I was checking the phone and I confronted her. She started crying, saying she was sorry and how she didn't know what she was doing. I packed my things and stormed out to stay at a hotel. That night, I got a call from her parents saying how I was ruining the engagement and acting like a baby, while I was the one who brought up the topic of a 3-piece spicy and how their daughter wasn't at fault. I hung up without saying anything and started canceling everything I had for the wedding. She called me the next day apologizing and asking me to come back. Her whole family is sending texts asking me to man up as I was the one at fault and asking me to not break the engagement. Am I the a-hole for canceling everything?
This is a mess. This is a mess. First of all, no, not the a-hole. Even if y'all brought up that conversation, even if you were the one to initiate the conversation about the 3-piece spicy, it was supposed to be something that you did together as a couple with someone else. She went off and did her own thing, hid it from you, was doing this for months already. So it's almost as if she was already doing it before you asked.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then her family is going to make it appear that it was your fault because you suggested a 3-piece spicy?
Yeah, not the a-hole. And he's only 24. Like, he has time to find a better match. I think he just need to be by himself, get some more self-esteem.
Yeah.
This like, at the end of the day, she cheated.
Yeah.
That's a bit
Yeah, that's what it boils down
There's
to.
nothing else they can blame it on. There's nothing else they can point to. She
Yeah.
cheated. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You
It
were
was
right
plain
to
in
break-
this man's face.
You were right to break it off and cancel everything. I would have did the same thing. So some comments. Someone said, not the a-hole, just tell her family it's their fault. They never taught her how to count. How else did she get having a 3-piece spicy wrong?
Right.
Right, because she
had a
did
2-piece
She
original.
did a two-piece original. Oh, that's funny. Someone else said, I like this. Tell them that to have a 3-piece, he needs to actually be present.
Exactly.
Another person, tell them she was messing with the other guy long before you even brought up the 3-piece, and you only brought it up to catch her. I don't like that because I would be lying, but...
Yeah, I don't think he had that foresight. Maybe
Yeah.
some part of him thought she may have been doing something, or maybe there was some indication in their intimate life that she was losing interest, and so maybe that's why he brought it up. But it was only because she was
Right.
going to Popeyes by herself.
Ah! Order and delivery. Getting them rewards points. Okay. Update 1 day later. Hey guys, thanks for everyone's advice. I appreciate the support and the mean comments. Both perspectives were helpful. Now, let me address just a few things before we continue. 1, yes, the post has grammatical errors. English is not my first language. 2, my ex stopped working to go to college. We met at work, but she quit once we moved in together. Don't do that.
No.
Anyone watching this, if you are thinking to do that, don't do that. 3, yes, my now ex-fiance told her parents we were breaking up because I suggested the 3-piece and got mad when she mentioned Marvin, and her parents believed her.
So she lied to them.
Mm-hmm. So they don't know she out there cheating.
Got it.
4, yes, I needed reassurance to make sure I was not the one at fault. I had been conditioned all my life to be a doormat, so it's hard to stand up for myself. I can see that. Here's the update. After seeing all your messages, I reached out to my father-in-law, so we agreed to meet at a nearby mall to talk about the reasons why I broke the engagement. I did have a good relationship with him as we both shared the same interests and hobbies, so I figured we could have a conversation. We met, and even though he looked mad, he agreed to listen. I did take screenshots of the conversations my ex-fiance had with Marvin, and I showed them to him. After looking at everything, he told me my ex gave them a totally different story. According to what he told me, my ex went to them crying, saying I was breaking off the engagement because I wanted to have a 3-piece, and once she picked Marvin as the 3rd, I snapped at her. He also mentioned Marvin has been going to check on my ex since my ex has been staying with them after we broke up. We went to my apartment and packed all of her belongings. Not the father-in-law.
Her move out. He said to the left. Ooh, I'm weak. He was like, you know what, my boy? I'm going to ride with you over there.
You know what?
Let's stop by the Home Depot first and get some boxes.
That's funny. We went to my apartment and packed all of her belongings to move her out. The ring was at the apartment as well, so I kept it. We're on our way to drop everything to her right now. I will keep you guys updated. That's funny.
I'm so weak.
So a couple of comments. Someone said, as Shakespeare said, all's well that ends well. At least her family knows the truth now. Another person, cheating and lying go hand in hand. I'm not surprised that she lied to her parents. Good on you for having proof. And here's the final update 11 days later. Hey guys, I'm back. I know y'all have been waiting for this update. I had to create a new account because I got shadow banned on the other one. I apologize for the delay. So after picking my ex's belongings, me and my father-in-law drove to his house. The ride there was awkward to say the least. When we get there, we walked in and we saw mother-in-law, my ex, and guess who else? Exactly. Effing Marvin. They were all in the living room. My ex looked like she had been crying for a while. Marvin was hugging her, and mother-in-law was seated next to her with a box of tissues.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on here?
Good grief. How long has she known Marvin?
Let me go back.
Are they like childhood friends or something?
She just said, according to her, Marvin has always had a crush on her. During the first months of our relationship, he texted her saying, give him a chance.
Marvin
so, I mean, at least
always
2
had
years.
a crush on her. I don't know. Maybe she knew Marvin before she knew this guy. Because the mother-in-law is acting like maybe she prefers Marvin.
Right. Maybe OP just got the money and the lifestyle
right.
for her.
And Marvin don't really got much.
But they really want Marvin as the...
Marvin's like that one from the hometown.
Right.
That when you go visit the parents, you see and y'all flirt a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they do in the rom-coms.
But the fact that Marvin is consoling her about the breakup with OP, like,
with
what
her
is
fiance.
going on
And
here?
the mom is sitting there with the box of tissues.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, OP says Marvin was hugging her and mother-in-law was seated next to her with a box of tissues. My mother-in-law saw me enter and started asking father-in-law what I was doing there. He responded, we all need to talk about the situation, and he came to clarify some things. We all sat down and Marvin was about to leave the room when father-in-law said, no, please stay. You're a part of this too. Marvin sat down, but you could see he was not holding well. His right leg was bouncing and he tried his best not to make eye contact with me or my ex. Father-in-law started saying that I accepted... Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Wait, okay,
What?
let me keep reading. Father-in-law started saying that I accepted to continue with the engagement, which made mother-in-law and my ex smile. However, I had one condition. Marvin must show him his WhatsApp conversation with my ex to him. At that moment, I was shocked. I was about to argue. However, I understood something. Most likely, my ex had deleted the convo with Marvin, but there was a chance Marvin didn't. Marvin tried to protest, but my father-in-law insisted and asked him to do this for his daughter. My ex and Marvin glanced at each other, and my mother-in-law was quiet, looking at father-in-law. Finally, after that, Marvin stood up and left without saying anything else. Yikes. My ex started crying again, and my father-in-law told her to shut up. Jeez. Oh, he said I had shown him screenshots of their conversations and he was disappointed to raise a cheating.
Ooh, ouch.
Not nice word. Mother-in-law was in disbelief, so I showed her the screenshots too. They both screamed at her. How could she do something like that on top of lying to their faces? At the end, my father-in-law went to unload her belongings in the driveway and told her to look for some other place to stay as she wasn't welcome there anymore.
Oh my.
Dang. Father-in-law apologized to me and told me he would like to keep in touch to make sure I was okay. I came back home after all of that happened feeling empty, not gonna lie. I think it was the adrenaline wearing off. I got one call from my ex, but I didn't answer. I blocked the number and spoke with security at my building to trespass her if she comes by. I posted on Facebook and Instagram about what happened and made sure to post the screenshots of the conversation to make sure she could not twist the situation with friends and family. Posted the screenshot.
Man, he said, I'm gonna expose her. Ouch.
I will get most of my money after canceling the venue, catering, and other stuff, so I'm planning to move to another state. I got some STD testing done and I'm clean. And I'll be selling the ring to get my money back. So far, that's the update. I don't think I will update any more on this, but I want to thank everyone, good and bad comments. Hopefully everything goes better now. And then some final comments. Someone said, not the a-hole, you've made the right decision to cancel your wedding after your ex's betrayal. The way your father-in-law handled the situation is commendable, holding your ex accountable for her actions. It's good to hear you're getting tested and focusing on your well-being. Moving on and starting a new chapter is the best thing you can do for yourself. And someone else said, yeah, it seems like Marvin didn't know how deep he got himself into. It's wild how people can act in such messy situations. At least now you've got clarity on all that chaos. Good luck with everything moving forward. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, OP.
It's the dad being like, shut up.
Yeah.
Get out. Ouch. Ouch.
And then he called her up.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have went that far.
Yeah,
but I
he went a
definitely
little
would have
far
been
with it.
disappointed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have kicked her out immediately because
Yeah.
like, where's she gonna go?
Yeah.
But hey, it's consequences of her actions.
She ain't working.
Right.
She can't go to the fiance house. Can't go to her parents' house.
She better go to Marvin's house. Shoot.
Marvin seemed like the type of dude who got like a futon. Nothing against.
A Walmart futon.
But you know, one of them ones.
Yeah, I had
like
one.
a starter.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a starter.
No
It don't even
cushion.
have no armrests on it.
Right.
Just one of the black ones. You could
Yeah.
probably fit about 3 people.
I mean, they are college age, so yeah, he probably
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
Hey, it's
I
the
hope it was worth it.
Right, it's the consequences of her actions. All right, let's go to the next story. The title is, Am I Wrong? My friend told me she loves me 4 weeks before her marriage.
Why would they be wrong?
I don't know.
I guess we're gonna find out.
My 35 male friend, Bree, 35 female, just told me she loves me 4 weeks before her marriage, and I am not sure what I am supposed to do here. I want to know if I am doing the right thing. To give some context, I lost my wife 2 years ago. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I have not dated in the last 2 years because I have major trauma from losing my wife. I still love her a lot and don't think I'm ready to move on. I invested all my time in my daughter, who looks exactly like her mother, and my work to keep my sanity for the last 2 years. I have been friends with Bree since we were in elementary school. We lived in the same neighborhood growing up and were best friends. She is an awesome person and we were inseparable growing up. The weirdest part was we had completely different personalities. She was very outgoing and always had a lot of friends. I am a big introvert, and Bree, along with a few friends, was all I needed. Bree was a serial dater, and I don't remember any time since middle school that she was single.
Goodness. Middle school?
Bree and I never dated, though. Bree and I also went to the same college. She never had a stable boyfriend, but just jumped from one relationship to another. I, on the other hand, did not date seriously until I was in my junior year. Of college?
It seems that way.
Okay. When I met my wife, I'm just thinking like, if Bree was not dating seriously all this time, then like she had time to try and make a move on OP.
Yeah, that's true. She's been dating since middle school.
And he didn't start dating seriously till junior year in college.
They went to the same college. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a jealousy thing.
Or maybe
once she finally saw, because all these years they're friends, and maybe she did have a crush on him or whatever, but she knew he was never really ever involved with anyone. Then he finally starts dating, and then she starts being interested because now he's unavailable.
Yeah, or maybe she was interested, but she didn't want to ruin the friendship.
Yeah,
but now that it's like the 11th hour, she's like, well, you know,
that's also
I can
possible.
ruin my life or ruin my friendship.
Or both.
Or both. So he says, when I met my wife, she was a freshman and we hit it off instantly. We fell for each other and spent all our time with each other. This strained my relationship with Bree, as I would generally hang out with my wife instead of her. Okay. That was the time Bree and I slowly started drifting apart. After college, I moved to a different town for my job, and Bree and I occasionally messaged each other, but nothing beyond that. Bree attended my wedding, and that was the last time I saw her. We kept in touch, but mostly by commenting on each other's pictures or keeping each other updated on significant life events. Bree did reach out to me when my wife passed away, and we talked on a phone call. Last year, Bree and her fiance moved to my city. I was still grieving, and both have been amazing support for me and my daughter. My daughter loves dancing, and Bree helped me enroll her in dancing and gymnastics classes and sometimes takes her to them. I also became good friends with her fiance, who is indeed an incredibly good man. Now, this is getting messy.
On Bree's part. Because Bree low-key plotting.
Right.
Not her being the stepmama.
Right, and you got your fiance wrapped up in this. He friends with the OP.
Yeah,
who you secretly in love with.
Bree the out.
So, OP continues, my daughter also loves Auntie Bree, and Bree sometimes helps me babysit. Last week, Bree came to my house and asked if we could talk. Her tone sounded serious. She told me that over the last few months, she feels like she has started to develop feelings for me and is not sure anymore if she wants to go ahead with the wedding. She felt that I also had started developing feelings for her. I told her that I am not ready for any relationship before I can deal with my mental health, for which I go to a therapist regularly. She tried to convince me that she loved me, we are soulmates, and she felt that we were meant to be together. However, I do not have the same feelings for her. Sheesh.
Bree.
Dang.
Brianna. Brielle, whatever your name is. Come on.
Okay. I love her as a friend, but nothing beyond that. We were both emotional, but she said she was glad we talked about this. She left after that. Bree called me that night and told me not to talk about our conversation to anyone. I thought a lot about it and decided that I would not tell her fiance about Bree and my conversation from last week. I feel it's their relationship and I do not have the right to ruin their moment if Bree decides to go ahead with the wedding. However, I feel guilty that her fiance does not know anything about this and is going into a marriage where Bree might not be fully ready for it. Can you guys give suggestions on what I should do in this case? Am I wrong for not telling her fiance about our conversation? What do you think, sis?
Look, if you're not going to tell that man, stop hanging out with him. That is not your friend.
Yeah.
And probably distance yourself a little bit from Bree, because
Yeah.
it seems that what brought on these feelings all of a sudden is all the time that you're spending together, all the involvement with your daughter, and she's getting some wires crossed there. So I think maybe a little bit of distance. Y'all went a long time without talking, so it's not like it would be foreign. But I don't think it would be fair to him to be in his face while she's probably still developing feelings.
Yeah. I don't know if I would.
Would you tell him?
It depends on how good of friends we are.
Yeah, because it seems like she only started coming around, a few months?
Recently, yeah. And I mean, he did say he developed a friendship with the fiance, but it's like, how deep of a friendship? Like, if
that's
it was
what I'm
actually
saying.
cool like that, I would.
If it was like homies, if we had all met in college, for instance, I definitely would tell him. But it seems like it's been 2 months, a couple months.
Yeah, it's a newer thing.
I don't know if I would expose that, but at the same time, because at that point my loyalty would be to Bree, even though she wrong.
If anything, I would try to convince her not to go through with the wedding.
Yeah, well, she might take that as...
No, I would be very clear that I still don't want you.
But you don't need to be married
either. At the
same
time, it doesn't seem like you're ready for this level of commitment if you're trying to get a different man 4 weeks before the wedding.
It doesn't seem like she's ready.
Right.
And honestly, this is kind of consistent with Bree's behavior.
Yeah,
she's a serial monogamous.
No,
she has been
serial non-monogamous.
Well, I'm assuming she's been in relationships with one person at a time. That's what I mean by monogamous.
A serial dater.
Serial monogamous, whatever you want to call it. She basically hops from relationship to relationship, and that's kind of what she's doing now. Her eye is always catching.
Wandering.
So, what is it? What do they say in Hamilton? Anyways, she has a wandering eye. So
yeah,
I think that just falls in line with this. She might just be a little bit confused and reading into things that aren't there.
Or like she has regret about her own situation and trying to find a reason. Like, maybe it's because I'm in love with OP.
Right. I don't think she really wants to get married.
Right. She probably don't even really love OP.
I think she should just be true to herself. It seems that hopping from one relationship to the next is what she likes to do. And that's okay. But don't bring me in it. Or OP in it.
So there's one comment that says, I would tread carefully. Bree has some commitment issues, and she pops this on you as she's getting ready to make the biggest commitment of her life. She may have true feelings for you, or she may just be scared and thinks she has feelings for you. Protect your heart. Exactly. So update 1 month later. A month ago, I, 35 male, wrote a post regarding my friend, Bree, 35 female, telling me that she loved me only 4 weeks before her wedding. The last month has been crazy and my whole world has turned upside down.
What?
Oh. Again, for context, I lost my wife 2 years ago and we have a 5-year-old daughter. Bree and her fiance, Jason, 33 male, moved to our town a year ago and we have reconnected as friends, and they have done a lot to cheer me up during this year and bring my life to normalcy.
Okay, so it's been a year since he's known Jason.
After Bree told me that she loved me, I told her that I was still not ready to move on as I still miss my wife. She said she understood, and I did not hear from her or Jason for a few days. The guilt was killing me as I was not sure if I should tell Jason about what she told me. Thanks to everyone who commented on the post, it helped me think the situation through. I finally called Bree after a few days and asked her to meet me for lunch. I talked to her and asked if she was going ahead with her wedding. She broke down and told me she was not sure. I told her that she should at least talk to Jason regarding her feelings and not be dishonest with him. I also assured her that I would not say anything to Jay, but I just wanted her to be happy. She said she understood and left. That night, I put my daughter to sleep and was watching TV. Around 9:30 p.m., I heard a loud knock on my door, and it was Jason.
Oh my goodness.
I opened the door and he was in tears. He started yelling at me and asking me why I had to steal Bree out of all the people. I tried to calm him down, but he just kept on shouting. I was trying, so she's lying. somewhere.
Or he's misconstruing what she's saying.
Let's keep reading. So Opie said, I tried to calm him down, but he just kept on shouting. I was trying to get him to sit down on the bench on our porch. I told him my daughter was sleeping upstairs, but he slowly was getting more and more physical.
Jason.
He struck me in the face.
What?
And I was able to push him off. I told him to get out of my house, and he sat in his truck and drove away.
Come on, Jason.
What happened?
What?
I immediately called Bree, and she was crying and did not sound well on the phone. She told Jason that she could not marry him because she had feelings for me. I was really scared for her after the physical altercation with Jason and told her to gather some clothes and get out of the house. She did that and came to my place. I just didn't feel she was safe with Jason. I consoled her for almost 2 hours and was able to get her to sleep. This is okay. Because I would have been like, you need to get out. I know a Best Western down
Right.
the street.
Right.
I can book
I
you
can
a
help
room.
you book the reservation.
You're not finna come to my house.
After this man just came to my house and struck me.
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay.
I don't
Opie,
think that was the right move, OP.
I don't either. Because that's almost like giving her even more like false hope.
Right. Oh, my savior. My knight in shining armor. See, this is why.
Right. OP continues, the next morning, we had to call her parents to let them know about what had happened. Bree kept a brave face, but I could see how much she was hurting. Her parents asked her to take a few days off and immediately come back home, and she did take a flight in the evening to go home. Over the next 2 weeks, the wedding was called off. Bree and I were talking every day, and she was just very exhausted. She ain't got no other friends.
Right.
Why she got to talk to you every day?
All before a year ago, y'all wasn't talking at all.
Right. OP
OP.
continues. She talked to Jason a few times, and he kept on asking her to take more time to think. However, I think Bree just wanted to get out of it and decided to just break it off with Jason. Currently, Bree is staying with us for the last 2 weeks.
What is this? You're stressing me out, man.
She still has a job here and started going back to work last week. I have talked to Bree in detail about what happened. Bree told me that Jason and her were dating on and off for the last 4 years. Jason is not very career-oriented and Bree is very good at her job. She felt he was a nice and reliable person, but was unsure about him from the start.
Of course she was.
Right, but you still said yes. She felt that she was not getting any younger, and hence they decided to get married. When she heard about my wife passing away, she just felt really bad and wanted to be around me to comfort me. When she got her big promotion, which meant she could work in a corporate office, she immediately chose my city.
What?
And moved here. Jason also moved here and got a new job. She never had any romantic feelings for me back then. That's a lie.
I
That's
don't
a
know. Choosing your next city of occupancy
Right.
based on one single solitary person.
Yeah.
When you can go anywhere.
Yeah. I'm not buying her story. I
No.
never really liked you, but I just
Nah, right.
OP continues, as she started hanging out with my daughter and me, she started feeling the bond we shared when we were growing up. Except I was the broken one and she was taking care of me. She said that she realized that she was enjoying her time with us more than with Jason. She realized she had made a mistake with Jason and what she wanted was right in front of her. Hence, she slowly started thinking about me in that way and finally told me about it. She knew her relationship with Jason was over the moment she confessed to me. It's a crappy situation, but I am glad that she realized that before getting married versus after. As for Jason, I feel bad for him. He is moving back to our hometown closer to his family. He is currently in their apartment and will move sometime next month. I know a lot of you would be curious if we are dating. We are not dating. I don't think I can date anyone right now, and neither should Bree. She is my friend, and I am happy that she is staying with us and plans to be here until everything is sorted out. My daughter loves having Auntie Bree around too, so that's a bonus. Plus, it's really nice to see her slowly get back to normal. Thanks again for helping me during my last post. Cheers.
He's just asking.
I don't see how this could be a good idea at all.
No.
So this woman breaks off her engagement because she says she's in love with you. And in response, you say,
you move her
okay,
in.
Great. You can come live with us full time.
Until everything is sorted out. What does that even mean? The wedding has been canceled. She went back to work. Everything is sorted out. That's it. She got money.
She need to go live with her parents.
Yeah, she got a job. She could get her own apartment.
Get relocated.
That's just too vague. So then the whole reason she started feeling in love with you is because of the time you were spending. So now y'all are spending time 24/7.
Exactly. All it takes is a little, me and Bree had wine the other night.
She brushed past me in the kitchen and it was all downhill from there.
Now, Bree pregnant with your newborn.
And in 2 years, she gonna be thinking the grass is greener on the other side with y'all other friend from college, Tim.
She gonna be back with Jason. She gonna say, actually,
she gonna visit her hometown.
I did make the right choice.
Right. I'm so sorry, Jason. It's been hell since we had this newborn. But being with you,
I can see that it actually was. Even though you weren't career-oriented, you were passionate.
Sorry, Bree girl, but you know how you are.
Let's go to some comments. So, first comment, I'm glad you aren't becoming involved with Bree. She needs to figure herself out and you don't need that drama. It kind of seems like she was looking for a way out of her relationship with fiance and might have confused the need to escape with feelings for you. Another person said, I think your friend Bree already had doubts and used you as a means of getting out of their relationship. It's kind of messed up that she dragged you into her mess. Just make sure you are setting firm boundaries with her so that you don't get sucked into more of that drama. Right.
Moving in is not a firm boundary. I'm sorry.
Right. Opie said, to be honest, I also thought the same. I think she just needed a reason since she was never really committed to the relationship and I was right there. We never discussed her telling me she loved me once since she moved in with us. Another person said, I know you didn't deserve to be punched, but for Jason, you, his friend, was the one who stole her, so I can't blame him. I'd honestly not be this supportive of her. It cannot do her any good in the long term to still be living this fantasy life with you. No matter how much you tell her, on some level, she's going to believe you'll change your mind. That 2 weeks is going to stretch on. You're not exactly proving Jason wrong from his point of view, are you? You are living together.
That's true. That is a good point.
OP responded, I never thought Jason was capable of punching anyone.
You stole his fiance.
Anybody is capable under the right circumstances. Shoot. OP said he is a very soft-spoken guy, but that night he looked scary and out for blood. I understand what you're saying. However, she is a very old friend, and it's frankly very sad seeing what she just went through. I am sure she will slowly get back to normal and needs a friend right now on her side. You're right, OP. You're right. She needs a friend. That friend doesn't have to be you.
Not you.
Another person said, what did she just go through? She jerked him around for years and made him follow the person he thought was his partner to be next to her recently single old friend she had feelings for. She's not the freaking victim here because the guy she messed over in 100 ways is pissed off. Right. That's a good point.
Because he's like, it's so sad what just happened to her.
Like, she's literally, she's literally the villain.
Keys. Sorry, bud.
OP responded, my daughter really loves having her around, and I also do not want her to lose Bree. I have thought about the pros and cons, and I feel I am happy she is staying with us at this point.
He didn't answer the question. He didn't answer the question.
He doesn't
What
get it.
did she actually go through, and why are you sad about it?
He's not getting it. Yeah, you're happy. Like, you have help with your daughter. Your daughter has a female role model. You don't have your wife. You're happy, but is it a good situation?
No. I think he's being a little obtuse.
Yeah. Final update. 9 months later.
She's pregnant.
What?
No,
I was like, oh, shoot.
We just had our baby.
Oh.
No, I'm just making a joke.
Okay. I wrote a post 9 months ago about my friend Bree telling me that she loved me a few weeks before she was supposed to get married. For context, I lost my wife 3 years ago and we have a 6-year-old daughter. Bree and her fiance Jason moved to our town a year ago, and Bree confessed her feelings for me just weeks before her wedding. Things went south quickly, and Bree ended up breaking up with Jason and canceling the wedding. She was staying with us when I last shared an update. I think the story was picked up by some popular YouTube channels, and people have been messaging me to find out what happened afterward. I wanted to maintain our privacy, especially since many of our family members saw the video and recognized my post. They didn't know that Jason had assaulted me, and I had to assure everyone that we were safe and okay. I'm feeling particularly happy this week, so I thought I would share an update. Firstly, the reason Bree moved in with us while Jason was still in town was because I had a temporary restraining order against him. What? How does that? So what is? How does it correlate?
He is making every excuse. I'm starting to believe maybe he was in love with Bree all this time, and that's why it took him so long to start dating. He was just waiting to get chose, and now the only reason he don't want to choose her back is because he got his heart broke.
Oh my gosh! I just pre-read. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll down so you don't see it.
Oh,
there's this. Okay, hold on. Let me just keep reading.
Okay,
but I do agree.
Firstly, the reason Bree moved in with us while Jason was still in town was because I had a temporary restraining order against him. That doesn't even make sense. No, it doesn't.
Because just because you have a temporary restraining order doesn't mean she needs to come live with you.
He's making every excuse.
Unless he's trying to say like, oh, because she's here, she's also protected under the restraining order.
But she's not.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
I think so.
He said Bree also filed for one but was denied as he had never directly threatened her safety. She said she felt secure with us because of the temporary restraining order, and I agreed. Jason didn't cause any...
But she went back to work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Jason didn't cause any issues after that, though he continued texting Bree, asking her to work on their relationship. Eventually, he moved back to our hometown in February, and we haven't heard from him since. Poor Jason.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that.
At first, I was on OP's side, but now I'm side-eyeing.
He was even asking after the fact to be like, let's work on this.
OP says Bree got her own apartment once Jason left town, but she remained very much a part of our daily lives. I enjoyed having her around, and my daughter loves her. In April, Bree brought up the idea of us dating again.
Of course she did.
I explained that I wasn't over my wife's death and didn't want to be unfair to her because I still love my late wife deeply. Bree told me she knew she could never replace my wife, nor did she want to. She shared a beautiful analogy. She said, my heart is like a big pot. It holds a lot of love for my late wife, but it also made room for more love when my daughter was born. That sounds like something she saw on Pinterest.
Or TikTok.
Loving her wouldn't erase my love for my wife or daughter. It would simply mean there's more room in my heart than I realized. I took a month to think it over, talking to my mom and mother-in-law, late wife's mom.
I'm gonna be pissed off.
Who both encouraged me to give a relationship with Bree a chance. Don't look at the screen.
Okay, lay it on me.
We officially started dating in May, and it's been surprising how quickly we fell in love.
Oh my God. Of course. All of this drama just for you.
Oh, man. I think the strong foundation of our friendship helped a lot. The last 6 months have been amazing, and I've never seen my daughter so happy. She's a big chatterbox now and insists that Bree comes to all her school events and recitals. Sometimes I feel a little jealous of their bond and even a bit left out of their little chats. The reason I'm writing this update is because I'm planning to propose to Bree this Christmas. It's not a surprise proposal. We went engagement ring shopping last weekend and finalized the ring. We also have wedding plans for next summer. I know it seems quick, but I can't imagine spending the rest of my life with anyone else. Are you sure?
Hey, no offense, dude.
Just 9 months ago.
But in 3 years, when she's having doubts and she's met somebody else at work and they spent some time on a work trip and now she's seeing that the grass is greener on a whole other side, you ask for it.
OP continues. Bree deserves to officially be part of our family. My daughter is thrilled, and she and Bree are already shopping for dresses for the engagement photo shoot. Our families couldn't be happier, and we plan to get engaged at a small gathering of family and friends over Christmas weekend in our hometown. I know some people judged me for taking Bree in after she left Jason, and others judged her for leaving him at the altar. Life isn't easy, trust me, and things don't always go as planned, but I'm grateful Bree found the courage to tell me how she felt back then. Thank you all again for your support on my last post. I mean,
what Bree did had nothing to do with courage. It was literally the opposite.
I mean, I do applaud her for not just going through with
absolutely
the wedding,
because Jason didn't deserve that.
Right. And although it was hurtful to Jason, at least she didn't say yes at the altar and then you know.
I will say that, yeah.
I mean,
once she realized she was having the feeling, she spoke up about it.
Right.
So, yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like she was having them feelings way before this. Like when she first moved. Like who picks the city that they want to live in based off of an old friend who they secretly have feelings for and then drags their current man to that city?
And then, it wasn't because of that. It's because his wife died.
That part was just...
So you specifically have to be there?
Right.
And y'all haven't talked in years? All y'all do is comment on each other's posts?
I mean, I hope it works out, OP. It was a little weird how everything, came together, but hey.
At the end of the day, I do hope it works out. I don't wish harm on you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I previously said. However, don't be surprised.
Yeah, if something happens in the future.
Bree has a track record since middle school. Old habits die hard.
So here's some comments. Someone said, this was such a weird chain of events. Yeesh. She left a man at the altar and then made him out to be a villain while living with the man she left him at the altar for. I feel a bit bad for Jason. Another person...
Justice for Jason.
Justice for Jason. Another person... Wait. So why didn't she end her relationship before ever sharing with you that she had feelings for you? Good point.
That is a good point. She shared the feelings with you before she even talked to her fiance.
Yeah, that's a good point. She should have broke it off first so she could have a clean break. Because it sounds like even though she's saying, I knew the relationship was done, as I told you, it sounds like she was using Jason as a backup.
And using OP as an out.
Another person responded, in case he said no, although she didn't listen when he said no, so ... OP responded, it was such a crazy time 4 weeks before the wedding. I know the right thing should have been the right thing to do. However, I am also glad she did not go through with the wedding when her heart was not at the right place. I feel bad for Jason too, but I think it's better for him it happened instead of learning about it after getting married. I did initially blame myself for all the pain that I caused Bree. All the pain you caused?
What?
What pain did you cause? You just said you didn't like her like that.
Girl, he talking about if he didn't exist, she would...
So OP continues, I know she would have been married happily to Jason if I did not exist. But through therapy, I have learned to let go of the guilt. It was something I could not control. Someone else said, Jason dodged a huge bullet, which is now yours to enjoy. Yikes.
Ouch.
Another person, these two deserve each other, rooting for Jason.
This is a Jason Stan account now.
Someone else, I love it when two people like this get together. They take each other out of the dating pool, a roundabout favor to everyone else. And the last comment is...
These people are
very,
so shady.
Very careful 4 weeks before your wedding.
I'm weak. Yeah. Yeah, you got to do everything right, by the way.
That is okay.
Don't have no friends over. Don't have no game nights. Don't have no public outings. Keep her in the house.
Right.
A year leading up. If y'all know the date, keep her in the house.
That is funny.
If y'all have any mutual friends, don't hang out with them.
I was trying to see if there was any more recent updates. This was 16 days ago. I don't see anything else. So
good luck.
Good luck, OP.
And sorry to you, Jason.
I do not wish to trade places with you. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And good luck, Jason.
Yeah.
All right. So the last post will be our palate cleanser, Tasha.
Yeah.
You want to take it away?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Okay, so our palate cleanser today is going to be a quick one. This is from the Ask Reddit subreddit. And the question is, what's a random act of kindness someone did for you that you'll never forget, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant? One of the comments says, my dad is an oncologist. One day a week, he would go to a rural hospital to help out. His patients would complain of upset stomachs. He would advise them to take Maalox. Several of them told them it wasn't in their budget. He knew from past experience they were too proud to accept charity. So he had a nurse stock up on Maalox and started handing them out to his patients, claiming he had received them as free samples. I could offer a million similar stories, but this one basically sums up how devoted he is to his patients.
Oh, that's so
nice.
Sweet.
That
yeah.
is. People said, we need more people like their dad. Yes.
Oh.
So that is our palate cleanser.
You want to
the outro.
Oh.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Good job. Okay. Bye, guys.